Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Rome, Total War, Remastered. Here today on the channel, we're back with episode 3 of my Eastern Roman Empire campaign on the Barbarian Invasion DLC. The Western Roman Empire rebels have made the decision to bend the knee to us and offer us to become their protectorate, which I'm going to accept, as the Western Roman Empire have broken their alliance and military access with me. They do still trade with me. However, it looks like the Eastern Roman rebels are gaining some momentum, territory, and strength in their empire. So an alliance with them will be in our mutual interest, because we've got the Huns to the north that we have to watch out for. The hordes have arrived. They've landed. That's strange. They've spawned in my territory. They were further eastward in Vandal territory now. We've got some Sarmatians there as well, so we could have a war against them soon, but we'll just have to see. Here are the alliances. The Celts and the Romans have made a ceasefire. Same with the Franks. We are currently being besieged out here in Asia Minor by some Sassanids. We should be able to just throw them back, and we have quite easily. Still continuing our war against them. Oh no, our faction leader is gone. Valens is no more. Okay, so it's annoying more than anything, but he was a little bit past it. So Theodosius is now our Imperator, and I guess we have to name an heir as well. Theodosius is currently pushing eastward against the Sassanids. In the last episode, we managed to defeat the Goths. If you haven't gone and watched that episode, highly recommend you do. We're still continuing against the Sassanids. So 38 years of age, 5-star command. Theodosius has been clawing back the Eastern Territory, and his ambition in his life is to take and destroy the Sassanids. So Julianus, even though he was my firstborn son, although he's a pagan, that's why it skipped to Theodosius. So Luca Flavius has been named the heir, which is another son of Valens. So let's sort by command. So Theodosius is up there. I sort by command, then by Catholicism. So, okay, unfortunately, Crispus is pagan, Honorus as well. So technically, he should be the next commander. Manius is pagan as well. Tertius, yeah, as well. I might leave it with Luca, because he, We do lose a -1 influence. Chariot Team Reds, subject to rumor. Have Istus. Probably should get it, because these guys are slightly the same. I think we'll give it to him, because Luca only has one command. So who is? Oh, it's actually Luca's second-born son, who's married off, which is good. I think we'll give it to Avitus. I think that's how you say his name. I need to learn how to correctly say it. These Latin names I do struggle with. So Theodosius has elected Avistus as his heir. So he's unfortunately on this Sassanid front, which is annoying, but bureaucrat. Caesar, yeah, his stats don't look too bad. Seems like Catholicism seems to skip a generation in this. Theodosius has some children as well, but the line of the Eastern Roman Empire is secure for now. The Sassanids seem to be sending small little reactionary forces to try and retake their territory. Luckily, we've got large enough garrisons to deal with them. Oh, a draw, really? That's a shame. I was going to say they've been clean-cut auto resolves up until then. A draw. Haven't had a draw in battle in quite a while. That's strange. And now the Western Roman Empire wants an alliance. Okay. Oh, because they've made an alliance with the rebels. That's so strange. How could they make an alliance with their rebels? Well, that's so strange. They've attacked me here again. Average victory. A close one. The Huns are still moving through our territory. We are now at war with them, which is unfortunate. Aquincum has fallen back to Western Roman Empire hands. So who else are they at war with? Samnites and Vandals. Although we're at war with them, we haven't had a fight against them. They haven't even pushed into my territory. What? Why are they going westward? Well, I'm really quite fortunate if they're just going to go right past us, to be honest. That's so strange. I wonder what the victory conditions of them are. Well, now that they've crossed the river, I probably don't want them to come back, do I? So, we'll build a fort there. Because they could have gone straight down into my territory. It's just, they just seem to be migrating westward more so. That territory's now rebelled. So, we've got roughly about 3 full stacks in Dacia. We have set up some fortifications. And we're holding the choke points in Transylvania. Maybe that deterred them as well. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe those forts in Dacia didn't allow them to go through. So the AI was like, right, we'll go west. Because maybe Rome's a part of their victory conditions. I don't know. Sometimes that does happen. Sometimes they either target the Eastern Roman Empire, the West, or even the Franks and Saxons sometimes. So, if they're going to bypass our empire, we might as well build some more forts up. Well, if they're going, we can probably push and take that rebel territory to the north. They could very well take Aquincum. I don't know, though. Theodosius and our faction heir are pushing eastward into Sassanid territory. There doesn't seem to be overly too much of a military presence here, which is good. After destroying their faction leader and a couple armies. The faction heir's now here. There's only 4 units inside. We can auto-resolve this one out and exterminate the populace. Because they own this Caucasus territory. What's this? Armenia and Azerbaijan. Let's send you further north as well. Build more watchtowers on the way. Might as well. Public order. It's going to be a little bit harder to maintain this far east. Once we get rid of the Sassanids, our eastern border and portion of the map will be secure, and we can probably fort off the mountain range to the north if we need to as well. The Sassanids, we can get rid of them there. Oh, the Berbers. What do they want? Nothing. Okay, let's continue against the Sassanids. Okay, their faction leaders inside there. Only a couple in that one. There's more in the south here. You can continue against the rebels. The Huns have moved to Aquincum. They are at war with the... Yeah, they must be. They're at war with the Western Roman Empire now. Okay, I wonder if they'll take that settlement from them. We'll move to the border. We'll build a fort here. We'll hold the bridge as well. We really don't want to force a an open field battle if we can avoid it. Okay. So they're consolidated there. We probably need to fight that one. We probably can auto-resolve this one. Move the merchant there. I thought that would have given us a little bit more line of sight on the units inside. we should be okay to auto-resolve this one. And although the faction leader in there, we've already killed one faction leader so far of the Sassanids. Another one has been added to the pile. There's more units in that other settlement. I think we'll play that one. And we'll continue our conversion over here in the Far East. We've got a little bit of cash left over from sacking these territories, so it's probably not a bad idea building sewers. University. 30% Christian, 0% pagan. So there's already a little bit of a Christian presence here, which is good. Okay, you can go just quickly scout ahead there. We can probably take that rebel territory. And the archers inside. It was under Vandal control. The Huns, I think, like, basically destroyed them. But there's a port here. So we'll take this. Sarmatian town. Probably be a good trade from it. We'll send you up north as well to get some line of sight against what's up here. The Roxolani. There's some other steppe tribes you have to watch out for. The Huns are still pushing against the Western Roman Empire, which is good. They've completely bypassed me for some reason. I'll take that all day, though. The Roxolani want an alliance and trade. We're going to accept. Map for map would be ideal. We're probably going to border them soon. I'd nearly accept that, actually. That's fine by me. And they want to cancel the alliance again. Whatever. And now the Western Roman rebels want to cancel it as well. I don't know why they do this. Aquincum has fallen and has turned rebel now. Hopefully their eyes don't turn towards me. We will be able to hold them on the bridge if it forces into a bridge battle. Okay, unfortunately we have had one of our own rebellions here. Now, we might be better off to deal with the Sassanids, because we might be able to completely finish them off. We have our own Eastern Roman rebels for the first time. So, we'll push down and deal with the Sassanids. Yeah. I think just getting rid of them is probably better, and then we'll deal if there's a rebellion uprising here. Because the public order is just too bad. Looks like the Huns are moving away slightly. So, this is going to give us an opportunity to expand our cities in the north where we can. Build some huge stone walls. I might even try and push up and take Aquincum. I have had territorial desires for it. It was under Western Roman Empire control, then the Western Roman rebels, and it's rebelled. So if we can take it, look, if we could just sort of follow quietly behind the Huns as they burn through the Western Roman Empire, I'd really like that. How cool would that be? Okay, so the spies open the gates. We only need to probably take 2 more territories from the Sassanids before we destroy them. Oh, he's failed to open the gates. I thought he opened them. Oh well, we're going to have to fight this one anyway against the Sassanids. I might even do a night battle. This is Barbarian invasion after all. Theodosius is 6-star command, so we should be able to perform it. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's fight a night battle. We haven't played one in this campaign before.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, today is a day for brave deeds. Today is a proud day to be Roman. Behind these city walls we must make our stand. These people have no other defenders, and if we fail, then we will pay the price. Slavery, rape, and pillage will be their fates, if they are lucky. We must keep them safe. That is the warrior's way. They have been lulled into a false sense of security by a few feet of defensive wall, as if that will protect them. We slightly outnumber the enemy, but take nothing for granted. Victory must still be earned. We are lacking in spearmen today, and the many enemy horsemen may make life a little hectic if we are not careful. These people have yet to taste victory at my expense. Today will be no different, so lay into them with a will. There have been many portents, both good and bad. With such confusion in the heavens, it is up to us to forge our own destiny. Another one of our armies is nearby and ready to fall upon the enemy. I want to see blood. I want to bathe in their blood. I want to bathe in their blood for a week. Now, kill them all!
Okay, let's start the battle. Our first with Theodosius as our new faction leader. Our second one for the series. Most of this army consists of infantry, a couple of horse archers. We'll put the guys with the most men per unit on the rams, and we'll try and use our limited archer capacity as best we can. Avitus, who is pushing westward. Hopefully once he takes that settlement, we take this one. This should be the end of the Sassanids. I wouldn't imagine that they've got any more territory left, but I might need to check that out. But here's a night battle in Rome Total War Remastered. They've added a little bit more lighting and glow with the new HD textures, which looks really nice. We'll try and hit this settlement from a multiple pronged attack. We'll move you here. It's always best to have the ram facing the wall, because the turning circle of them is like a bloody semi-trailer. Their turning circle is huge. So move you guys here. Okay, now, although we've only got limited archers in this, we do have horse archers, which we should be able to make some good work on. I might use flammable shot, because it's on by default, just for this night battle. Maybe at some point, just to make it look kind of cool. But it's really visible, although fighting at night, which is good. Sometimes, I think particularly in Total War Attila, you have to put up the brightness. Sometimes those battles can get really, really dark. Our reinforcements have arrived as well. We do have an opportunity to allow the AI to send them in, but my problem is with reinforcements. My major criticism with them, particularly in Rome, is that the generals don't have self-preservation. At least in Medieval 2, you could have an attack, defense, and shootout stance. In this, you don't have that. The moon looks quite alright there. Get our archers as close up as we can. Get them to arc their shots up and over the wall. We can speed things up slightly. There's no point in waiting for this shootout stance. Try and soften up as many of the inhabitants on the inside as we can, just to make our infantry a lot easier. So they've got some camel riders here. From what I can remember, very low mobility, but the armor helps them to be in combat for longer. Never really a fan of camel riders in any of the Total Wars, to be honest. I don't really use them that much. Like, the thing is with cavalry, you want heavily armored. Like, ideally, the cavalry I love is heavy shock. Heavily armored, they can move in and out and cycle charge. Camels, I feel like, Like, what's the point? You're better off having infantry. Like, you sort of chuck them in, right? And they're really good. I guess they're really, like, they're good at pinning down units and allowing others to cycle charge, but even some of the low trash tier infantry can do that with high defensive stats, and they're usually quite expensive. I do think they send fear in one of the Total Wars, don't they? Because people are like, what the hell is that? Is that a camel? I think they cause fear on elephants. I can't remember. In one of them. Just trying to shoot out with the archers here on the outskirts of the city. Taking a little bit of casualties from the arrow towers, we just have to watch out for. Also don't want them to charge out as well, which they can do that. Does tend to do that. We are skirmishing a little bit. There seems to be a bit of a mound at the front, which isn't working out well for them. We've actually taken out a fair few camels. Apparently camel is delicious. I've never had it before, but I've heard it's pretty good. No, friends and family members, sort of when you go, because people may or may not know this, but we've got a lot of feral camels here in Australia. You sort of get a feral feast if you go to South Australia or the Northern Territory. Crocodile. Camel. Brahman. Oh, that's alright. The only Australian wild game that I occasionally have is kangaroo. I actually don't mind kangaroo steak. It's actually quite nice. But you have to have it prepared properly. You have to know someone who gets it and looks after it rather than some rogue butcher, because they can make it taste awful. Yeah, if you can get a good kangaroo steak, I don't mind it. Really chewy. Really good for you though. Super lean. Okay, so looks like enough about Australian wild game. They've now fled further back. We might just have to move up the battering rams now. They are covering a couple of the positions which we're holding. Probably go here. Yeah, so I'd recommend going to a restaurant or having someone get kangaroo for you rather than going to the supermarket. That's not the best, even though they sell it like beef burgers and stuff. Like if it's your only choice, if you want to try it maybe, if you're ever down here in Australia. They are moving up their archers. Those camel riders have now come back. We have 27 minutes to take the settlement. That's the thing I'm a little bit concerned about in this fight. We should be able to do it. I think we've managed to weaken the garrison inside enough. Our battering rams have made their way to the gates and walls. And we've broken our way in. Perfect. Now, we don't want to be too eager and quick to get in there because we want to try and skirmish a little bit before we go in, but time is not necessarily on our side. Those other battering rams are slowly making their way up there. Okay, that's now done. To be fair, this is quite a large garrison on the inside. But this is probably one of the last real hope of the Sassanids. Their territory seems really far apart. Like, they've got this core territory towards Armenia and like Azerbaijan in that area. But Baghdad and Hatra and stuff, it'd be pretty hard to get reinforcements there once you lose it. I feel like the Sassanids would probably be a difficult campaign. I've played with them on Total War Attila, and that was a lot of fun. Just because of the amount of protectorates and vassals you have, and strappies, strapigosts, because you can just recruit from them. But having a severe lack of protectorates in this does make it a little bit difficult. So they've charged out here. Nothing for my infantry to deal with. So let's move on in and give chase. Let's hit them there. They should have been skirmishing. Okay, so we're moving into the town square now. Moving into towards the town square, rather said. Try and hit those. Continue to give chase to that cavalry. The town square looks nicely lit up though. Okay. So they're giving us a little bit of resistance here. Let's move up Theodosius. Should be away from arrow tower fire, but it's something we just have to watch out for. We need those morale buffs. Okay.
Show no mercy.
Another point is now opened. Perfect.
Make sure their soldiers are buried beneath the ruins.
Form like this. Just need to watch out for their mounted cavalry there. Skirmishing well on this side. That's what we want to see. Move in there now. There even seems to be like a little castle here to my left. Yeah, look at the structure. Looks quite cool. Shame they can't use it or access it. It's like an inner wall with some drum towers there. Okay, you're now in here. So something like that will be fine. If we can use the buildings as a natural choke point as we move in, that's what we want. And then we'll try and push into the town square from all sides. 21 minutes remaining. Still plenty of time on our side. Those camel riders are still in play, but they do not seem to be withstanding a couple of peeler volleys. Still holding back the main force though. The guys that entered on the far left flank there have probably done the best. Still a fair few cavalry units inside which you have to watch out for. They're now charging us there. We seem to be holding. We should better hold that position quite comfortably actually. Okay. We're making our way to the town square now. Once we're in a position, we'll enter from all sides. And then, this should be the last of the Sassanids. Well, their major force. I wouldn't imagine they've got much more left. But then we have to deal with the Eastern Roman Empire rebel problem that's cropped up. You got to be careful with those as well. Because depending on what buildings are in the city, depends on what the rebels spawn. And if there's generals inside the city as well. We could have some family member betrayals, which would be annoying. Oh, Theodosius there might have been caught. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, you need to really pull back. Wavering into the yellow amount of losses there. Last thing we want is to lose him with a really good name like Theodosius. That's the last thing we want. We don't want to lose him. I don't think I've ever lost a faction leader in battle throughout recording my Rome Remastered series. We have lost a faction heir in a battle, which is rather unfortunate. But leaders, not. We'll finish off the remaining stragglers in the town square now, and we should be able to claim victory. Speaking of my other Total War campaigns, though, I haven't forgotten about my Romano-British campaign, nor my Macedonian. But I felt like doing an Eastern following on. Firstly, because no one's done one. There's been a fair few content creators from what I've seen have done Western Roman Empire, but I couldn't see anyone who's played as the Eastern Roman Empire. And I wanted to show them off for you guys. There goes the general, so surely that should be the last of them now. Surely they will rout and capitulate. We can move in Theodosius now comfortably just to finish off the last of them. And we've initiated the countdown. So we lost 900, they deployed 2,000, and we destroyed theirs. Good. Got a bit of a slower fight. Meticulously moving our way through the city streets. But a good victory. It was actually a pretty cool night fight. It looked cool. I don't mind occasionally doing those for Barbarian invasion. Now, as you can see, after fighting a night battle, it's a little bit of an Easter egg. It turns the campaign map to night. And you can see the city lights of a glowing city. And there's 12,000 in here. These populations over here are quite huge, which is going to take a little bit of time for us to manage. The problem is we have to stay in here to quell the populace, but I want to try and get rid of the Sassanids, so... And I also want to hold these territories, so I could break down the military buildings to stop more Western Roman rebels spawn, but I think we'll just have to sort of take the hit of rebel spawning if we are to destroy the Sassanids once and for all. But here is the Eastern Roman Empire lit up at night. How good does that look? So I've got to wind things up here. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for episode 4 coming out soon. And we've still got a lot more things to do in this campaign. We've destroyed the Goths. We've nearly destroyed the Sassanids. We might be able to do that in episode 4 coming out soon. We have to watch out for the Hunnic threat and the constant betrayal of the Western Roman Empire and their rebels. We do need to start an invasion against the Western Roman Empire at some point, taking the city of Carthage and Rome, as they're a part of our victory conditions. Alright, I'm going to play the outro now though, guys. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already with the bell notification on. Let me know in the comment section down below feedback and suggestions for the video. And feel free to leave a dislike. If you want to support the channel and follow me on my social media links, they are all linked in the description below. We've got the series playlist that you can access. You can also have a look at my gaming and recording equipment. If you want to get yourself some cheap games, check out the links. You can support me on Patreon if you want. Channel members are available. Use creator code SimpzyTotalWar on the Epic Games Store checkout to flick me a couple of bucks. We've got Twitter, Discord, merchandise, Facebook, Steam group, Instagram, Twitch, and Google Plus links all in the description below as well. But above all, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. Goodbye.